receive a phone call from an inmate at Mullewa Correctional Centre. Your conversation will be recorded and may be monitored.
It makes me angry because they've pulled my life apart for over 10 years and it's still got to this.
And how are you coping with the notion of this trial?
And here I am being put under the pump for something I didn't do.
She is just one cold-blooded killer.
You killed the child?
No, I did not do anything like that.
In December, Keli Lane was convicted of murdering her 2-day-old baby daughter Tegan in 1996. Awaiting sentence in Mullewa prison, she's defiant and wants to be heard.
I can't wait to be able to put something out there from our point of view.
Yeah, well...
You know, I mean, it's never been offered before.
Keli Lane always declined to give evidence in her criminal trial, exercising her right to silence. Now, the recordings we've been given reveal what she really thinks about the case against her. That when she was 21, desperate to play water polo for Australia, she hid her pregnancy and murdered her baby daughter Tegan.
There wasn't even anything there to have a bloody charge. There's not enough evidence.
Yeah.
No, it's just bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
She's either a very convincing liar or it's the worst miscarriage of justice since Lindy Chamberlain.
I find the Keli Lane case the most disturbing case I have ever come across because there's absolutely no evidence whatsoever that she killed that baby or that that baby died.
Hello.
Hi, honey bun.
Hey, baby, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, all good.
Kelly's fiancé, Patrick Cogan, has given us recordings of their phone conversations he's made with her knowledge. Their hope is that it might help find Tegan and her father and hasten a future appeal.
This is going to give us the support to push forward a bit quicker than the average person, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the Crown used the media to their advantage to get me into court to start with.
So where do you find your strength? Like, how do you find... I don't know, like, because even me being here, it's hard to stay strong. How do you stay strong?
I'm on the phone with you and with Mum every day, and I write and I read and I'm doing my yoga, so you'll be happy.
Yes.
And just try and keep faith in what's going to happen. You know, I really believe that we can't all be wrong.
No.
We can't all be wrong, baby. You know,
It must be hard.
I miss everybody.
I know you do, beautiful.
I just want to go home.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're working on.
Yeah.
Patrick Cogan and Keli Lane were teenage sweethearts. A few years ago, when both of their marriages broke up, he and Keli reunited. Now he's standing by his woman.
Like we've always said, like just open everything up. We bring all the evidence in because all the evidence can only shoot one way. That's what's given me so much confidence. You'd think that it would be you trying to hide all the evidence and hide everything, but it's actually the other way around. You're giving them...
It's actually the other way around.
You're trying to say, get as much information as you can, because it's going to prove exactly what I'm saying, and it's the Crown and the police who are holding back all the information.
That's right.
Keli Lane kept not one, but 3 babies secret from everyone close to her. The first was a baby girl, born in 1995, whom she gave up for adoption, legally but secretly. The second was baby Tegan, whom she claims she gave to the father. And the third was a baby boy, whom she also gave up for adoption, again secretly. Now, incredibly, Keli was able to carry each one of these babies to full term without anyone, friends, family, even her lover, knowing that she was pregnant. And it wasn't until the checks were being made for this third baby's adoption that the mystery of baby Tegan's birth and disappearance was uncovered. When did you first hear the name Keli Lane?
When I got the case, when I got the third child's case back in 1999.
John Borovnik was the child protection officer whose suspicions led to the conviction of Keli Lane for Tegan's murder. The guilty verdict means Tegan's never had a birthday, and she certainly never had a funeral. But she did have a half-sister and a half-brother born before and after her. Keli Lane adopted both of them out, and it was while John was calling her to finalise the adoption of her third baby that he caught her out lying.
I remember the phone call. I was stunned that, everything was, yes, my name's Keli Lane and this is my date of birth, and okay, so did you have a baby daughter at Auburn Hospital on the 12th of September 1996? No, just straight out no. And
at that point, you knew that was a lie, didn't you?
For sure, yeah.
John knew Keli was lying because hospital records showed she'd given birth at Auburn Hospital. 48 hours after the delivery, Keli was attending this wedding with her boyfriend as if nothing had happened. And no one, not even her boyfriend, had any idea she'd even been pregnant.
Look, the other thing too is I still feel like I'm being punished for being pregnant or being punished for adopting children out, or and that's difficult to take too, because when you're doing it, you're supported by people and they want to help you, and you think you're doing the right thing, and it's hard. It's hard to understand why I'm still being raked over the coals for it.
Yeah.
So in 1999, you believed strongly that Keli Lane had murdered her baby daughter. There was no other explanation.
It was foul play. I believed at that time there was foul play in it. My opinion is that Tegan was an impediment to her lifestyle, and that she was still aiming to play for Australia in the water polo in the 2000 Olympics.
Keli was a golden girl in the Sydney beach suburb of Manly, a star water polo player dreaming of making the Sydney 2000 Olympics team. Her father was a senior Manly policeman. Her then boyfriend, a handsome rugby player. She was popular and well liked. But Keli had secrets, those unwanted pregnancies.
It's hard. You do what you think's right at the time. How does the Crown even know how a woman thinks or how a woman feels when she's left in that situation?
I know. Don't give up now.
Did it make you more suspicious that she'd had this pattern of secret pregnancies?
It takes a lot, I believe, for somebody to be so organised, be so concealing, be so deceiving, be so conniving, and not let anybody else in her world know that she's pregnant.
Keli's former boyfriend told her trial he remembered her pushing his hand away if he tried to cuddle her stomach. He never realised she was pregnant. And two of Keli's water polo teammates admitted they'd suspected Keli was pregnant when they noticed her concealing her growing weight.
The only reason for the lies and the secrecy and is to be private. Other women and other couples get to have privacy. Andrew and I wanted privacy, just like any other couple.
Yeah.
And it was difficult for all parties involved because we all had relationships outside of the one that Andrew and I shared, and it was hurtful to a lot of people, and we were trying to protect people and protect ourselves and do what we think's right.
The Andrew she's referring to is the man Keli says is Tegan's father. When Keli gave birth to Tegan nearly 15 years ago, hospital records show she bonded with her baby, breastfeeding and bathing her. Keli told police that Tegan's dad was a secret lover named Andrew Morris. Later, she said he was in fact named Andrew Norris.
After a brief affair with the father of the child, I gave birth. We made an arrangement that he would come and take custody of Tegan as I was unable to take care of her myself.
Wasn't the Crown's big thing about this whole Andrew Norris is just a figment. There is no such thing as Andrew Norris. Well, that's what they tried to establish.
Well, that's what they've said in the case. They're saying that Andrew Norris didn't even exist.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how Tegan came about if he didn't exist.
Well, I don't know that. But
I didn't make her by myself.
You stated that Andrew Norris or Morris had taken possession of Tegan at the hospital, at the Auburn Hospital, and also that he had attended there with his mother and his partner, a lady by the name of Melanie.
Mel.
Do you agree with that?
At the time, mentally or financially, I wasn't capable and wasn't prepared to keep Tegan, and Andrew was, and he earned good money and he had a partner, and I thought that would be more suitable than me on my own at uni. And
I don't believe it happened that way. If Kelly says that Tegan is alive and well and happy, then where is she?
John, what do you think she did?
I think that she left the hospital and put Tegan in her car, and then she drove around the area to find an industrial park with a dumpster there and with no one around, and then put her hand over Tegan's mouth and nose and suffocated her and wrapped her up in the towel or the blanket from the hospital and put her in the dumpster and then drove off.
In the nearly 15 years since that day her daughter Tegan disappeared, Keli Lane's led a life no different from many young women. Missing her Olympics dream, she became a much-loved water polo coach at Ravenswood Private Girls' School. One of her pupils was Charlotte Mortlock.
She was very approachable, really friendly. She always had time for you if you ever had questions or queries on anything. I remember one girl saying that, she would tell Keli if she lost her virginity before she would tell her own mother. So, I mean, that sort of thing obviously shows how much the trust the girls had in Keli as a teacher.
Keli also married. She had another baby, a daughter, and this time she kept her. Though her marriage didn't last, by all accounts, she's been an exceptional mother.
Any teacher that's willing to, bring their little kid to school and stuff and almost show her off to everyone saying, oh, look how cute my little girl is. And she was fantastic. She was a fantastic mother. She looked like she took good care of her.
I just miss her so much, and to have her all the time and now only be able to talk to her 10 minutes a day, it's killing me. It's all right for you guys to comfort me and let me know that she's doing all right, but, she's at such a crucial age and I should be home with her.
That's the ironic thing of all of this, isn't it?
Yeah.
That they think that you've taken a life and yet they're willing to sacrifice her life for something.
It's ridiculous. It's hard for her to understand why I can't just come home.
Yeah.
There are many in legal circles who believe Keli Lane has been wronged by the justice system despite the lies she's told. Why else would Keli Lane lie if she wasn't concealing a heinous crime?
This woman has no history of violence. There have been other babies born, and she's raised a beautiful child in her current situation. There's no psychological suggestion, psychiatric opinion that suggests she's a violent person. She hasn't wanted to say what happened to the baby. That doesn't mean that she is guilty of murder.
Chris Murphy is one of Australia's most experienced criminal lawyers. Keli Lane lied. She lied about the most fundamental thing, about even having a baby. Why isn't that evidence of her guilt?
There is absolutely no evidence before the court as to what happened to the baby. To my mind, it ends there. Whether there's some embarrassing circumstance, whether she gave an undertaking to the person who took the baby, or for whatever reason, it does not prove that she committed this serious crime of murder.
So, can I get this clear? Do you think there's been a miscarriage of justice in the Keli Lane case?
I find the Keli Lane case the most disturbing case I have ever come across. I believe that the case was irreparably poisoned by the prosecutor suggesting to the jury that the baby may have been buried in a certain place. He had no evidence of it, but the problem is that a jury may be inclined to speculate that he had things that he knew that he couldn't put before them.
So your feeling is that once that idea that Tegan was dumped or buried somewhere at Homebush was planted in the minds of the jury, the damage was irretrievable?
What happens is this. A jury only makes a best guess. This lady had a baby. The baby has disappeared. And they guess that she killed it because there's absolutely no evidence whatsoever that she killed that baby or that that baby died.
Keli Lane has always claimed she gave Tegan to a man called Andrew Morris or Norris. From jail, she says the police haven't done enough to find him or her daughter.
You know, these searches that they were doing, they're not even complete now. Well, how do you charge someone on the basis that they can't find Andrew or can't find Tegan if they hadn't even done the searches?
So today, we're taking Keli Lane at her word. Or perhaps you could say we're calling her bluff. Tonight, there's $500,000 reward on the table for information leading to the whereabouts of Keli Lane's daughter, Tegan Lane, and to the whereabouts of Tegan Lane's alleged father, Andrew Morris or Norris. $500,000.
Someone might ring in now that hasn't seen the news before or didn't put two and two together and have some information that either leads straight to Andrew or to Tegan now that she's old enough to sort of have her own connections with people.
Yeah.
Within weeks, Keli Lane will learn how many years she'll spend behind bars for the murder of her daughter Tegan. Her sentencing isn't likely to put an end to the divisions over her conviction.
I could not, in a million years or any circumstance, safely conclude that she killed the baby deliberately to the high degree of proof required for murder.
How old would Tegan be this year?
She would be 15. Yes, she's missed 15 birthdays, and Tegan had no one. She had no one on her side. She was forgotten. Justice is finally done for her.
I'm not going to be made to say that I did something that I did not do, regardless of how bizarre or odd it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's not odd because it happened.